lecture started talking about the drama Dr. Faustus, or the tragical history of Dr. Faustus was written by whom? Was written by whom? Yes, it was written by Christopher Marx. He was a prominent literary figure in which age? Yes, in the Elizabethan age. So at the beginning, as you know, we talked about the chorus and we read this speech of the chorus. What was the main point given by the chorus here? What was the main point or the main points given by the chorus at the beginning of the drama? Please.
Of course, someone explain the actions or what happened in the story.
Yes, thank you. Yes, please.
He explained that Dr. Faustus was a genius. He was at a high stage in all the science he ever studied. And when he reached the point that he had conceived, a self-conceit, so he stopped studying and he turned to something more evil. He tried magic.
Yes, thank you. So what's meant by the chorus? The chorus, we said that the chorus is, yes?
Group 1 or group
Yes,
either introduce the drama.
Yes, thank you. So the chorus either to be one person or a group of persons who appear on stage from time to time to comment, and at the beginning they try to show or to explain what the drama is about to the audience. So they try to introduce the audience to the drama. And we've seen in the speeches of the chorus that they say at the beginning it is neither a drama about love nor a drama about war. It's the drama or the tragedy of Dr. Faustus. And then they mention certain things about Dr. Faustus, that he was a genius person who was able to observe every single field of knowledge, including logic, physics, medicine, philosophy, and theology. Okay, so he was a very genius person. That's why he gained the name Doctor. People began to call him Doctor because he was a prominent figure. He was a prominent figure who reached to the end in every single field of knowledge, including physics, logic, philosophy, theology, and so on. Yes. So we've seen the speech given by the chorus at the beginning, which was a kind of what? Introduction to the whole drama. It was kind of introduction, and of course they gave us certain hints about the tragic end of Dr. Faustus. They gave us certain hints. And of course, finally they said that you will have, as an audience, you will have your final judgments. You will have your own judgment whether Dr. Faustus was doing something So they left the stage for us as audience. Then we move to scene 1. And we've seen Faustus in his study. So what are the main points given here in scene 1, if you remember? What are the main points of scene 1? Who asked? What were the main points given in scene 1? Yes, please.
He was having a discussion with himself about entering into magic or living it. He knew that it was wrong and it was sin for him, but he said that everyone has sins and everyone do something wrong, so he can do it.
And finally, he said that what will be, shall be. Which means that?
He says that.
Yes, very good. So, in scene 1, we've seen a soliloquy given by Faustus. So, Faustus was speaking with himself loudly. And we know what's the reason behind speaking to the audience or speaking with oneself loudly, in order to show the audience what's going on in his mind. Yes. And Faustus said that I breathe the end in every single field of knowledge. And he began to show us by mentioning the philosophy, by saying that I lived and died in philosophy, the philosophy of Rabun, who was famous in the field of philosophy. Aristotle. Yes. So he said, I lived and died in Aristotle's work. In the field of medicine also I was able to save many cities from the plague, if you remember. In logics I reached the end of that field of knowledge. In theology also I was able to observe that field of knowledge as quickly as possible. And finally, he said that although I observed all those fields of knowledge, but I am still what? I am still a normal person. I want to be someone different, just like a God, controlling and commanding everything between the poles, everything on earth, including emperors, kings, and so on, and all provinces. And we said that this is the weak point in the personality of Dr. Faustus, which we call as what? Tragic flow. Tragic flow. So what is the tragic flow of Dr. Faustus? Yes, please.
Because this why?
Yes.
Why? Because of this why?
Yes, because of his pride. Very good. Because of his pride, which is called here as what? As self-conceit. So because of his self-conceit, we see that Dr. Faustus shifted from all the fields of knowledge into what? Into practicing black magic, and of course this weak point will lead to his tragic death. This weak point, or this tragic flow, which is self-conceit, will lead to his what? To his tragic death. Yes. So this is what happened in scene 1. Today we are going to read something about the good angel and evil angel. By the way, good angel and evil angel, they are ideas, contrasting ideas, which are available in every personality. For example, if I want to commit a sin, usually I have this hesitation or this kind of conflict between good side and the evil side. So the good side may tell you, don't do it.
Yes.
Because of what? Because it is harmful, or you will be punished by God. You will be punished by God. What about the evil side?
They say do it.
Yes, the evil side usually tempt you to do it, to do the wrong thing, or to commit a sin. So we will see such contrasting ideas in the speeches of the good and evil angels. So who can read it, please? Good angel. Yes, please read for us. Please read for us. Good angel. Oh, faustus. Yes. The scriptures. Yes, thank you. So here, the good angel. Oh, Faustus, lay that damned book aside. Lay that damned book aside. Faustus was reading a book about black magic. So the good angel told Faustus to what? To leave it aside. Leave this damned book aside. And not gaze to it. Don't look at it at all. Because why did the good angel say so? Because it is dangerous. Because it is dangerous. And he got heavy wrath upon thy head. So you will gain the wrath of our God. And finally he insisted on the word read. Read the scriptures. Read the scriptures. Which means read the holy book. Leave this damned book aside. Leave the book of magic aside and read what? The holy book. And finally he said that this is a blasphemy. What's meant by blasphemy? In English, this is a blasphemy. Yes? Yes. Non-believing in God. Atheism. This is atheism. Yes. So practicing magic is a kind of what? Is a kind of atheism, or it is blasphemy, as the good angel says here. What about the bad angel or the evil angel? Please read.
Evil angel, go forward, faustus, with that famous art, wherein all nature's treasury is contained. Be thou on earth, as Job is in the sky, Lord and commander of these elements.
Good. So, thank you. Go forward. You see the difference? The good angel told Faustus to what? To stop or to leave that damned book. Whereas the evil angel now, yes, told Faustus to what? To go forward, to go, to read, to practice. Yes, go forward, Faustus, in that famous art, wherein all nature's treasure is contained. What's meant by nature's treasure? Wherein all nature's treasure contained. Yes?
All the pressure and pleasure things.
Yes, the precious things. Yes, all the precious things are to be found in the book of magic. Be thou on earth as Jove is in the sky. So by practicing magic, Dr. Faustus is going to be a god on earth, just like whom? Just like Job. A mythical god in the sky. And of course, by practicing magic, you will be what? Lord and commander of these elements. What's meant by elements here? These elements? Nature's treasure. Nature's treasure. Yes. So you will be commander and Lord of the nature's treasure. So you will have everything on earth to be in your mind. So you will control everything on earth. And you will command everything on earth. And of course, this is the aim of whom? This is the aim of Dr. Faustus. We've seen how Faustus was eager to what? To control or to command what's there on earth. Everything on earth, including emperors, kings, and provinces. Including emperors, kings, provinces. Which means that Faustus was trying to practice magic to what? In order to what? In order to be just like God, having the authority of God over the lives of people, including emperors, kings, and prophets, and all precious things, just like nature's treasure. Yes. Then Faustus, how am I related with conceit of this? Shall I make spirits fetch me what I please? Resolve me of all ambiguities. Perform what this spirit enterprise I will. I'll have them fly to India for gold. By practicing magic, he will what? He will have control over spirits, over certain spirits. So he will command those spirits what? To fly to India for what? For gold. And ransack the ocean for Orient Pearl. What's meant by Orient Pearl? Orient Pearl. Yes? So, precious stones. Precious stones. The depth of the sea. So, he will what? He will order such spirits by practicing magic. He will order his spirits what? To bring him the Orient Pearl. And search all corners of the newfound world for pleasant fruits and precisely delicates. I'll have them read me strange philosophy and tell the secrets of all foreign kings. I'll have them wall all German with brass and make swift Rhine circle for Wittenberg. I'll have them fill the public schools with silk, wherein with the students shall be bravely clad. I'll levy soldiers with the coin they bring, and chase the prince of Parma from our land, and dream sole king of all the provinces. Yet stranger and giants for the front of war, than was the fiery here at Antwerp's bridge. I'll make my serval spurs to invent. Come, German Valdez, Cornelius, and make me blessed with your sage conference. So finally, he invited Valdez and Cornelius, who were two famous magicians in Europe. To what? He called them for what?
To learn in the magic.
To teach. To teach him what? Magic. Okay, so here we have a kind of national spirit or patriotism here. Although Dr. Faustus was practicing evil, or was attempting to practice what? Evil by practicing magic, but he had certain national ideas about his country. Especially when he said that I'll have them, I'll order the spirits to wall all Germany with the brass. What is meant by this, to wall all Germany with the brass? To wall it, and have wall as a verb. To wall it with the brass. To what? And to build. To build walls all brass. And to protect Germany. To protect my country. Yes. And I'll have them fill the public schools with silk. What's meant by silk? Soft? Yes, fabric. Or soft clothing. It was very expensive at that time. So, he decided to order his spirits by what? By filling the public schools with silk, wherewith the students shall be bravely clad. And finally, he decided to chase the Prince of Parma from his land. Because at that time, the Prince of Parma, the Italian prince, the Prince of Parma, invaded Germany at that time. So here, Faustus decided to practice magic in order to what? To chase, to throw him away, to chase the Prince of Parma from Germany, from his land. And finally, he ordered whom? Or he requested Valdez and Cornelius to come and to teach him what? To teach him magic. Because Valdez and Cornelius were very famous magicians in Europe at that time. So he decided to what? To invite them or to request them to teach him magic. Because Faustus believed that nothing fits him as magic. He decided that nothing is suitable for him. Yes, so he decided to practice magic because he wanted to be just like a god on earth, commanding everything and controlling everything between the poles. Now we move to the speech of Valdez and Cornelius. Now we move to the speech of Valdez and Cornelius in addition to or with Victor Faustus. So who can read it please? Valdez. Here the speech is given by Victor Faustus. Please read first. Valdez, sweet Valdez. Yes. Concealed arts. Fantasy, yes.
That will receive no object from my faith, but remains
Necromantic skill. Divinity. Yes, thank you. So, thank you very much. What do we have here? Valdez, sweet Valdez and Cornelius. Know that your words have warned me at the last to practice magic and concealed arts, which means that I finally reached to the result that I will conceal what? I leave my arts. I leave my arts. I leave philosophy, logic, theology, medicine, and so on. And I will practice what? Magic. So he said that, he told them that it is not only their words, it is his own opinion. It is his own opinion, and finally he decided to what? Not to object. He decided to agree, not to object. For my head, but ruminates on necromantic skill. He decided to what? To practice magic and to communicate with dead bodies. Now Faustus began to talk badly about the different fields of knowledge. First of all, he said that philosophy is what? Is odious and obscure. Now he said that philosophy is what? Is odious and obscure. What's meant by this? Philosophy is boring and ambiguous. Philosophy is difficult and boring. It is unpleasant for it. And also law and physics are for pettiwits. According to him, law and physics are for normal people. And finally, divinity is basis of the three. It is the worst of the three. It is unpleasant, harsh, contemptible, and vile. And finally, he insisted that, or he emphasized the word magic. It is magic that had ravished me. So now he decided to what? To embrace magic, or to practice magic, or to practice magic. And finally he said that, then gentle friends, aid me in this attempt. Then gentle friends, aid me. What's meant by aid me? Aid me in this attempt. Aid me in this attempt. Then my friends, aid me. What's meant by aid me, please? Yes, aid me in this attempt. Aid, help me. Help me in this attempt. Okay, please help me in my attempt. What's the attempt of Dr. Faustus? To learn magic. His attempt is to what? Is to learn magic. Because he believes that nothing fits to him as magic. Yes? Yes?
His dream.
Yes, to fulfill his dream. What was his dream? Very good. So he asked them, he requested them as friends, gentle friends, please help me to fulfill my dream, which is to what? To learn and to practice magic. Yes, please read for us. Continue reading. Yes, yes. Grateful the pastors of the German church.
I made the Catholic Rite of Wittenberg sworn to my problems as the infernal spirits on sweet Theseus when he came to hell. Will be as cunning as Agrab was whose shadow make of Europe honor him.
Yes. Yes, thank you. So here what do we have? Here we have two important names. Lucius and Agrippa, who were very famous magicians in Europe. According to Faustus, whose shadows made all Europe enemy, just like Agrippa. And of course, we have also Lucius. Yes, Valdez. Now, Valdez is the term of Valdez. Valdez, Faustus. These books, thy wit and our experience, shall make all nations to canonize us. Thy wit and our experience shall make all nations to canonize us. What is meant by this? Thy wit, your intelligence, and our experience, our learning, our magic, will make all nations to canonize us. They will what? They will worship us. They will obey us. And he is going to give example about that. As Indians Moors obey their Spanish lords, as Indian Moors obey their Spanish lords, so all nations will obey us, just like the Indians who obey whom? Who obey their Spanish lords. Yes, so shall the spirits of every element be always serviceable to us three. So all people, all spirits on earth will what? Will be under our service. Like lions shall thy guard us while we please. So the spirits, by practicing magic, the spirits will what? Will be like lions. Will guard us when we please, when we need. Yes. And later on, like Almain turtles with the horseman's staves, or Lapland giants trotting by our sides, sometimes like women and unwedded maids, shadowing more beauty in the airy brows than have the white breast of the Queen of Love. From Venice shall they drag huge argosies, and from America the golden fleece that cheerily stuffs old Philip's treasury. If land Faustus will be resolute. So here, Valdez is trying to what? To tempt Faustus, to seduce him. What's meant by tempt or seduce? To tempt him to practice magic, to tempt him. What's meant by to tempt? Is
Make it easier and it's for him.
yes, to beautify the things for him, to tempt him, and to seduce him, and to drag him into his side, to drag him into his side, and to let him practice magic. And how will I know you agree? Okay? By saying that, by practicing magic, all nations will what? Will obey, will worship. All nations will obey and will worship you. They will canonize us, just like the Indian Moors obey their Spanish lords. And so on. And finally he asked Faustus if he has any objection. What's the reply of Faustus? Valdez, as resolute I am sure in this, as though to live, therefore objected not. So I will have no objection. I will agree with you. Okay? So I have no objection for this. And here we have the speech of Cornelius. Who can read? Someone else? Please read first. Yes? You can't? Yes, please, who can read? Yes, please. This is the second tent. This is the second tent. The second seduction by whom? By Cornelius. Yes.
Cornelius, the miracle that magic will perform will make the go to study nothing else. He that is grounded in
Astrology.
Enriched with the tongues will seen in minerals, have all the principle magic doth require. Then do not faustus but to be renewed and more frequent for this mystery than heretofore the divine oracle.
The spirits tell
The
me.
spirits tell me they can dry the sea and fetch the treasure of forgotten
Rags.
rights.
Yes.
All the wealth that our
Forefathers, yes.
had within the mighty entrails of the earth. Then tell me, Faustus, what shall we do? What?
Yes. Yes, very good. So here we have the second tent, or the second seduction by whom? Cornelius. To their past. By telling him that the miracles that magic will perform will make thee bow to study nothing else. Which means that, what's meant by the miracles?
Only magic is good. And do not anything occur.
Yes, you will not read anything when you practice magic because of the miracles that you are going to get. What's meant by miracles? Yes? Very good. Unnatural happenings. And mu'jizat. So, by practicing magic, you will what? You will gain miracles. And such miracles will make you read nothing, only magic. Yes? And then he mentioned to him the astrology. What's meant by astrology? Yes? Yes, the sign of stars. Sign of stars. You are التنجيم. Enriched with tongues well seen in minerals. And finally, doubt not Faustus, but to be renewed and frequented for this mystery, than therefore the Delphin oracle, the spirits tell me. Now I want you to comment on this line. The spirits tell me they can dry the sea. All the wealth that our forefathers hid within the massy entrails of the earth. What does it symbolize? This line. What is the message given behind this line? Spirits will what? Have the ability to dry the sea. Is it possible to dry the sea? You know the meaning of dry? To make it empty from water. To make it without water. Is it possible to dry the sea?
Yes.
To dry it.
Yes. Yes, you can't do it. You try this.
You can't dry the sea?
Yes.
Which one you mean? The spirits?
Yes.
What is the symbol, the symbolic meaning given here? Yes, please.
It's not the exact meaning. It means that the power of souls can do anything, no matter how strong it is.
Very good. So, he wants to say that by practicing magic, the spirits are very powerful to the extent that they can dry the sea. although trying to see is what is impossible. But this is a kind of what? Of seduction to faustus to practice magic. This is a kind of what? Seduction to faustus to practice magic. Because by practicing magic, he will have this first what? He will have the power in his hand. So he is going to control the world by controlling such spirits. And faustus, if you see, what's the response of the faustus? Nothing, Cornelius. Oh, this cheers my soul. This makes me very happy. Which means that to practice magic, or by practicing magic, I'll be what? So nothing cheers my soul. As what? As magic. Faustus, come, show me some demonstrations magical, that I may conjure in some lusty grove, and have these joys in full precision. Now Valdez then haste thee to some solitary grove, and be wise, beckons and advertise words, the Hebrew Psalter and the New Testament, and whatsoever else is requisite. We will inform thee our conferences. And finally, Cornelius, Valdez first, let him know the words of art. So here, Valdez ordered Cornelius to what? To teach Faustus the words of art. To teach him what? Magic. And then all other ceremonies learned. Faustus may try his cunning by himself. And the response of Valdez, first I will instruct you in the rudiments, in the basic elements. Certain things. I will not give you everything about magic. I will instruct you, I will give you what? Few things. Certain elements or basic elements. And then you will be perfected than I. What is the reason behind this? They believe that by giving Dr. Faustus few elements or basic elements about magic, he is going to be perfected than they are. What is the reason? Because Faustus is what? They believe, let me repeat the question. The two magicians here, Valdez and Cornelius, believe that by instructing, by teaching Faustus basic elements about magic, he is going to be what? Perfected than they are. What is the reason behind this? Why he is going to be perfected by learning basic elements about magic? What do you think? Yes, why? Why he is going to be perfected than they are? Although they were great magicians. But they believe that by instructing him a few basic elements about magic, he is going to be perfected than they are. What is the reason behind this? Yes? What do you think?
He's already science and intelligent, so better than him.
What do you think? Because Faustus is what?
Medicine. Because
Yes?
so the Valdez and John, he killed their sons because their Faustus learned the magic blood.
Yes, thank you. What else? Because Faustus is what? Because Faustus is a genius person. He's not a normal person. He's genius. He's intelligent. Because he was able to observe, to understand, to learn every single field of knowledge, including philosophy, logic, medicine, theology, and so on in a short time. He reached to the end of such fields of knowledge within a short time. That's why he's very intelligent. He's very clever. He's very genius person. This is the reason behind this. So why they believe that Faustus is going to be better than them or perfecter than them? Very. Because Faustus is very genius person and intelligent. He is able to learn everything quickly. This is the reason behind this. That's why here Faustus said that I'll instruct you in the rudiments, basic elements. And then you will be perfecter than I. And you will see finally Faustus invited them to have dinner with him. Then come and dine with me, and after meat we will canvass every quiddity thereof. For I sleep, I'll try what I can do. This night I'll conjure, though I die. Therefore, this means that Faustus was very eager to practice magic. He was very eager. You know what's meant by eager? Yes. He was in need to do, magic. Otherwise, he said that this night I'll practice, I'll conjure, though I die therefore. Which means that unless I practice magic this night, I'll die. He was very eager to practice what? To practice magic. Is it clear here? So let me ask you a question. Can we summarize the points here given by the speech of Valdez, Cornelius, and Faustus? What have we taken? Who are they, Valdez, Cornelius? First of all, we talked about the good angel and evil angel. Do you know anything about the ideas given by the two angels, the good and the evil angels? What are the main points given by the two angels to the Faustus? We said that the two angels represent the what?
Yes and no.
Yes.
So
The contrasting ideas within any personality.
good angel, he stops and tells him read the book.
Good.
It's against your faith.
Good.
But the evil angel told him to go forward, to continue.
Good.
But it's the only thing
And
that's
what
wrong.
was his final decision?
To continue.
Good. He decided to follow what? The evil angel. Why?
That's it.
What is the reason that pushed the Faustus to follow the evil angel? He was proud of himself, which means that he wanted to be, yes, very good. He wanted to be in control over the world. He wanted to be just like God, commanding and controlling everything on it, including emperors, kings, and provinces, and nature's treasure, and so on. Yes. So this is the speech given by the ideas given by the two angels, either to follow the good angel or the evil angel, and finally the Faustus chose to follow whom? The evil angel, by practicing magic. Yes. What about the two characters, Valdez and Cornelius? We said that they were what? Specialized in what? They were very famous. Yes, please. They were what? Yes. They were very famous magicians in Europe at that time. That's why when he decided to practice magic, he what? He requested them to what? To come. Come, Valdez, come, Cornelius, and teach me how to practice magic. Yes. So what happened when the three characters met? Valdez, Cornelius, and Faustus. They decided to what? How did they convince Dr. Faustus to practice magic? What did they tell Faustus in order to go forward in practicing magic? Yes?
They help him to learn magic and they learn the magic to be like that.
Good.
And take everything in the world to make an miracle.
Good. So, they encouraged him. They encouraged him and they seduced him and they what? They tempted him to what? To practice magic by showing him certain demonstrations about practicing magic. What else? What else, please? Yes?
It's looking that the power of souls can do many things.
Very.
So they can
Like
use
what?
drawing the sea.
Good. Drawing the sea as a kind of power. Yes.
So
As
that was
a,
them to practice magic.
good.
It's lost.
They tempt him to practice magic by telling him that all nations will canonize you or will canonize us. Means that all nations, every single person on earth will what? Will obey us, just like whom? Just like the Indian monks. Yes, obeying the Spanish lords. So the spirits will be just like lions, guarding us where we please, and so on. So all these were what? Were kinds of what? Of temptations or seductions to drag him into practicing magic. Yes. And what was his response? What did he say about the arts? What did he say about philosophy? What did he say about law? About divinity? Yes? It is what? Philosophy is boring and difficult, obscure, ambiguous. What about law and physics? What about law and physics? Yes, these are suitable for whom? Yes, they fit normal people. Which means that Faustus was thinking that he was what? He was someone different. Different. He was what? Someone different. So such fields of knowledge fit only whom? Fit only normal people. They are not suitable for him. And finally he said that it is magic that fits me. Yes. And finally he what? He invited, yes? Good. Were they major elements or basic elements? Good. Good. Good, because they know that Faustus was what? Was genius and intelligent. That's why they decided to what? To give him certain. So this is what happened in scene 1. This is what happened in scene 1. So scene 2, here we have simple ideas. It is 1 page only. Outside Faustus' house. Enter 2 scholars. Of course, you know, what do you know about those 2 scholars? What do you know about those 2 scholars? Two scholars. Yes, they were what? Yeah, very good. They were his friends. They were Faustus' friends. 2 scholars. So the first scholar They were outside Faustus' house. At that time, Faustus was having what? Was having dinner with whom? With Valdez and Cornelius. Faustus at that time was having what? Dinner with Valdez and, yes, and imagine the situation outside his house, two scholars. The first scholar, I wonder, what is become of Faustus that was wont to make our schools ring with sic propos? I wonder. What's meant by this I wonder? Which means that I ask, what happened to Faustus? The first scholar is asking about what happened to Dr. Faustus. So I wonder, what's become of Faustus that was wont to make our schools ring with sic propos? The second scholar, that shall we know, for see, here comes his boy. So they were walking together near the house of whom? Of Faustus. And the second scholar said, for see, here comes his boy, which means this is his servant, whose name is Wagner. Okay, so the two scholars were talking outside the house of Dr. Faustus, wondering what happened to Dr. Faustus, which means that they haven't seen Faustus for a long time. So they wondered. So they came in asking for Faustus. And finally they met whom? They met his servant, Wagner. Yes, the first school. The speech of Wagner is very important. Please pay attention to it. Yes. First scholar, how now, sir? Where is thy master? The first scholar asked whom? Asked Wagner. Where is your master? Wagner told him that God in heaven knows. Although Wagner knows where is his master, or where his master is. Yes. So God in heaven knows. The second scholar, why don't you know? Wagner, yes, I know, but that fellow's not. It doesn't matter. What's meant by this God in heaven knows? Just imagine the situation. Dr. Faustus was what? Was having dinner with whom? With Valdez and Cornelius. Yes. And the two scholars came wondering about Faustus. They met whom? Wagner, his servant. And they asked him, where is your master? What was his response? God in heaven knows. What's the meaning of this?
Doing dangerous?
What do you think? Yes, thank you. Yes. Yes, thank you very much. What else? God in heaven knows. And finally, if you see, yes, I know. Which means that Wagner knows about the place of his master. But he said, what? God in heaven knows. What's meant by this?
He doesn't care about anything on earth from now on. He cares about things in heaven like spirits. He cares more about his power.
Okay, good, thank you. So, this means that he was what? He was doing something bad, or he was doing something dangerous. Because he was what? He was having dinner with the two famous magicians. Which means that he is going to what? He decided to practice magic. He decided to what? To disobey God. You know? God in heaven knows. Why don't you know? Yes, I know, but that fellow's not, which means it doesn't matter whether I know or not. Because Faustus decided to what? He decided to practice magic. Which means that he decided to what? To practice magic, and what is the result of practicing magic? Death. Which kind of death? Very good. So he's going to practice that magic, and he's going to what? And this will lead, of course, to his tragic death. This will lead to his tragic death. And the first scholar, go to Sarah, leave your Justin and tell us where he is. Which means that, please don't joke with us. Please don't joke with us, Wagner. Tell us where he is. Wagner, would you please read for us? That fellow's not necessary. Read and read for us.
That fellow's not necessary because
Of argument.
here that you being dissident should stand open, therefore
Knowledge your error.
acknowledge your error and
Be attentive. Which means, what's meant by this, please? Therefore, knowledge your error. Don't be mistaken with me. Don't play with me. And be attentive. Be careful what you say. I'm not joking with you. God in heaven knows. I'm not joking with you. Which means that I'm very serious that Faustus was trying to do what? Something dangerous.
Yes.
Something dangerous which may lead to his what? To his tragic end. And the second scholar, why didn't they not say you know? Have you any witness? Yes, sir, I heard you. Ask my fellow if I be a thief. The second scholar, well, you will not tell us. Yes, sir, I will tell you. Finally, he decided to what? Wagner, to tell them. If you were not idiot, means dancers, you would never ask me such a question, for it is not the carcass nature, and is not that mobile. Then, wherefore should you ask me such a question, but that I am by nature phlegmatic, slow to wrath, and prone to love. It were not for you to come. This is the most important speech. It were not for you to come within 40 foot of the place of execution. What's meant by place of execution? Execution. Usually the criminals are to be executed. Criminals, bad people, the thieves are to be executed. The killers, the murderers. Yes, please? Yes, the place of hanging. Very good. So he said, the most important point here, it were not for you to come within 40 foot of the place of execution. Which place is the place of execution? Which place?
Faustus' house.
Very good. Faustus' house. Faustus' house is here is to be described as what? As a place of what? Why? What is the reason behind this description?
Dangerous.
It is too dangerous. Why?
There will be a lot of magic.
Good. Because of practicing magic. Because this is a blasphemy. This against the law of God. This is something dangerous. So he told them that don't come again to this place, because this place is what? Is very dangerous. This may lead to your what? To your final tragic death. So this is the most important speech given by whom? By Wagner to the two scholars. although I don't doubt but to see you both hand the next session. Which means that if you come again, I may see you what? Hand. I may see you what? Executed later on, just like my master. If you come again to this place, which means that if you come and practice magic, you will be what? Hand or executed. Just like my who? Just like my master. Thus having triumphed over you, I will set my countenance like a precision and begin to speak thus. Truly, my dear brethren, my master is within at dinner with Valdez Cornelius. Now he began to tell them the truth. Truly, my dear brethren, my master is within at dinner. Which means that Faustus is inside his house having dinner with whom? With Valdez and Cornelius. As this wine, if it could speak, would inform you, worships, and so the Lord bless you, preserve you, and keep you, my dear brethren, my dear brethren. So he told them that this place is what? The place of? The place of execution and death. So please don't come again. So you may be hanged, you may be executed, just like whom? Just like my master. You will see the response of the first scholar. Yes, read for us, please. Yes.
Nay, then, I fear he is fallen into the demon art, for which the two are infamous through
the world. Nay, which means no. This is what? This is a kind of regret. This is the kind of what? Of regret. No, then I fear he is fallen into that damned art. So the first scholar became sure that Faustus is what? Is fallen into what? That damned art. Why? For which they which means that Valdez and Cornelius, for which Valdez and Cornelius are infamous through the world. Which means that they were famous magicians in the world. So I fear that he is fallen into that, yes, into that dangerous situation, into that damned art. The second scholar, well, he is a stranger and not allied to me yet. Should I grieve for him? I feel sorry for him for practicing magic, but come, let us go and inform the rector, the clergyman in the city. Let us go and inform the rector and see if he by his great counsel can reclaim him. The first scholar, oh, but I fear me nothing can reclaim him. Yet let us try what we can do. So this is the final speech.